Today we're talking about sprites, a new kind of stateful sandbox environment for running arbitrary code. And under the hood, they're really just Linux machines with 100 gigs of storage. They are multi-purpose, they are cheap, durable, but also disposable. What's unique about these is that they are stateful, and how we pull this off is kind of incredible. But before we jump into that, let me give you a quick demo so you can see how easy it is to spin up and build on a sprite. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create my sprite. And there you go. It literally took 0.4 seconds. That's not movie magic. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and authenticate with Claude. Claude comes pre-installed on sprites. Okay, authentication done. Let's build an app. I'm just gonna have it build a to-do list app because I'm super original. Claude is working away at that. I'm gonna go ahead and give my sprite a public URL. Awesome, so now we have a URL. Let's check on Claude. Wow, this is riveting. Let's fast forward, shall we? And we're done. $10 says the app is purple. Wow, revolutionary. Let's try it out. Cool. Awesome, it works. So yeah, that's basically how you use a sprite. Sprites really shine when it comes to AI agents because, as I said before, sprites are stateful. And this is a good thing because things like Claude Code, they don't want a stateless machine. They don't want a container. They want a computer. And that's really all that sprites are. Now, mutability can introduce some issues in development, but a prominent feature of sprites is their ability to create and restore from checkpoints. And when I say checkpoints, I'm not talking about Git. I am talking about system-wide checkpoints. These are super quick to create, like 1 to 2 seconds. You should just be creating checkpoints all the time. There's really no downside. Now, in order to understand why checkpoint and restore are so fast, we first need to talk about storage. Wow, storage, what a riveting subject. Listen, it is. You see, typical VMs, including fly machines, tend to handle storage in one of two ways. The first is that they don't do anything and the machine is completely ephemeral, and when it shuts down, all changes are lost. The second way is by using attached storage, which is very tricky to manage. But sprites introduce a third way by putting the whole VM on object storage. It's kind of bananas. This is how it works. Anytime there are changes to your file system on a sprite, the content of said files are broken into chunks of bytes, aka blobs, and we put those on object storage. Now that's just what we do with the contents of your files. Then there's the metadata. This is stuff like file size, permissions, timestamps, all sorts of things. And that gets updated a lot more frequently. As such, we want that to be much more accessible. So we store that on a local SQLite database. Hold up, I thought we weren't relying on local storage. Well, sort of. On sprites, the local NVMe drive just serves as a read-through cache, and the SQLite database is made durable through Lightstream, continuously streaming the write-ahead logs and snapshots to object storage. This way, if the NVMe drive dies, the metadata can be rebuilt from object storage. The local SQLite is really just there for quick access, but it's not the source of truth. Now let's bring it back around to checkpoints, all right? Checkpoints actually work a lot like Git. Git doesn't copy your whole repo on each commit, it stores blobs, and a commit just points to them. It's the same idea here. Your chunks already exist in object storage, and a checkpoint just bookmarks which chunks represent the current state. And if you're restoring, you're just flipping to an earlier bookmark. Now, let's take a step back. As I mentioned before, sprites are the perfect sandboxes for AI-generated code. And this is because, first of all, they're stateful. So Claude isn't fighting against some ephemeral container that forgets everything, all right? It has a real computer with 100 gigs of storage to work with. You can install packages, spin up databases, modify config files. Claude has root permissions, so it can just do whatever it needs. Plus, sprites are both durable and disposable, all right? Your files are continuously synced to object storage, so if something crashes, your work isn't gone. And if, Claude messes up something, you can just restore to a previous checkpoint. Or hell, if you want to just start fresh, spinning up a sprite takes no time at all. Really, sprites are just the best of both worlds. You get the persistence of a real machine with the throwaway convenience of a container. So you can just let Claude go nuts, all right? Try things, break things, roll things back, try again. If you'd like to learn more, be sure to check out sprites.dev. Also, if you've already been working with sprites and you want to show off your work, you should join our Discord server. We love seeing what y'all are making. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.